I gotta get my iPad out. I don't know why this... Can I hear myself? Yeah, okay, there we go. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer. I got a lot of stuff here. Listen now. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock day trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. There's nobody here. Realtors or scam artists? Oh, let's turn on my do not disturb. There's the people here. Hit the thumbs up button if you're here. Why can't I hit the thumbs up button? There we go. Now it's working. Okay. I guess I've got two people here because I'm also here. Oh, mother effer. See? That's the technical issue I was having. That's the technical issue I was having. Boom, boom, boom. What up? Let's see. We're going to go right into this because I think there's going to be, I have to just clean up some stuff. We're going to delete those, move to trash, downloads. Delete those, move to trash. There we go. And we're going to start opening up Galaxy Digital. It moved big yesterday, 13%. Have a note in there. We'll tell you when I was looking at it, why I was looking at it, how far it's come since then. Talon Energy, a stock that I put out. We will look at Apple. We will look at, if you're holding SanDisk, why it's different than Micron. And is Micron a crazy, is this a crazy price target from Hamid? $900? I don't know. This in the Wednesday. If you didn't listen to the entire episode of Wednesday, down at the bottom, there's a best of us, this particular one, a portfolio. It's doing quite well. Has quite a bit of stocks in it that are doing well. Taiwan Semi, if this isn't just, I mean, this is their earnings, we're a green light. An absolute green light. We'll go over that. Well, I say we, but it's me. For those folks that want free stuff and don't want to pay, again, you had a free 7-day trial. But, I mean, they just released the top 10 picks on Investing Experts. So if you'd like to go read about the top 10 picks, I will also guide you through that. Mike just put out a Sidekick, a new Sidekick feature, which is unbelievable. I mean, honestly, they just continue to make this thing better. So we'll go over that because they do have a sale today. That's on for the weekend. And I suggest, you know, again, I was live for Alpha Picks yesterday, I guess it was. We're going to turn off the closed captions. I have a cool... yesterday, there we go. We got the cool graphics going. New graphics. No matter what type of trader you are, this is a Venn diagram that kind of puts it out there, and I'll kind of go over that. Finding the perfect trade. I will go over how to find out which ones Shy's kind of in and, you know, what he's doing with them. It's kind of a hack. And Earnings Hub is aware of it. You know. Another new screener. I put out free screeners for everybody in the out on Substack, and there's a ton of them, and we'll go over those because that one was out there. I also put out the coursework. The coursework is just let's go. The coursework is out there, so we'll start out with that stuff. I welcome the 3 people who are here. I think I've got all my lights on. I still don't think it's very well lit. I don't know why, but we're gonna kind of get into this because I do have a sick girlfriend who's upstairs with a horrible, horrible flu. I think Roblox is up 1.95%. Taiwan Semi's up 1%. Hood was up a little bit, I thought. Yeah, up 2%. So, again, you know, we'll kind of go over that in the podcast. I got my do not disturb on. Now let's hit record. Good morning. It is Friday, January 16th. A lot of stuff in this episode. It's for the weekend. So if you can, listen to the whole thing, because at the end, I will give away a bunch of tools, a bunch of like single stocks, whatever you want, but it goes on till the end. What's the secret to becoming a successful trader? I created a Venn diagram using some AI stuff to just meld in. Okay, where's your perfect trade? Where's the perfect trade? So we'll look at that. We'll look at alpha picks. We're going to use Trendspider live. I mean, you may get annoyed with it, but we'll use it live to go over the core portfolio, see exactly what happens. For the folks that want free stuff, here you go. I'm going to give you literally the top 10 stocks. You were too cheap to get the free 7-day trial on Seeking Alpha. I'm going to give you the top 10 stocks. I'm going to give you four stocks that I'm up in just over a couple of weeks. Thousands upon thousands of dollars, which you could have been too. Taiwan Semi, it is the roadmap. Micron, we've talked about this one. Is this a $900 stock? Could it be? Could it be? Apple, we'll talk about that one. We'll talk about Galaxy Digital as well. There's a lot going on. So let's start out with the markets. Again, QQQ, yesterday's candle, nothing crazy. I mean, we're just going sideways. If you had invested in November in the Qs, you're even now. You're just straight across. That's all it is. Did you take advantage of the drop? Maybe, maybe not. You know, that 585 that we saw back there in November 21st. Remember what that was? That was, oh shit. What was that? That was, oh, the Fed's not going to be lowering rates. That's what that was. So again, do you want this one? Is it a good one? Who knows? You pick whatever you want. But I do want to tell you, I released an educational podcast. It's the coursework. Over the years on Substack, I have done a bunch of technical, fundamental, miscellaneous trainings. My Trendspider setup, part 1, part 2, confirmation. What is it? The MACD, cross up on RSI. You scroll down here. There's a bunch of newsletters that are just educational. When to sell stocks, managing your portfolio, 5 rules for traders and charts for next week. So it's mixed in. But for the new year, I'm going to be adding new educational posts. So if you're interested, again, you can go over to Linktree. It is down there. It is free for the most part. Most of these newsletters are absolutely 100% free. So if you listen to the podcast, want any of the links, want any of the scanners, any of the things that I develop, the newsletter is where you get it. And you don't have to pay. But if you want the coursework throughout the year, you can get the coursework. Again, I'm going to start doing one educational video per week, updating it. They will be paid portions, so just understand that. Now, there is another post that I worked on, okay? This one is for anybody. You don't have to pay. This is free for 30 days from now, okay? It just Substack automatically puts what they call archived newsletters. They put them into the paid thing after 30 days. So get this for the 30 days. This is every Seeking Alpha scanner that I've ever developed. And in fact, I added one last night that we'll go over. But this is all about the Seeking Alpha scanners, okay? You have your own scanning program, and I bring this up. For years, I used FinViz scanners. For years, I dealt with pop-ups on some of the other stuff. For years, I couldn't save my scanners. For years, I used Fidelity scanners, okay? I just find that in Trendspider, you have screeners, 180 free screeners in the Trendspider store. And then Seeking Alpha has tons of screeners. You want to find stocks? You want to find a stock that's down 20% from its 52-week high, but is a strong buy in the quant? It's in here. I built it. So again, you want that? Now, let's talk about this. Because this particular one, I'm going to go over to Seeking Alpha, and I'm going to tell you how I use the AI, okay? Last night, I was sitting here, and I'm like, hey, there's just something that I want to find. Here it is. I'll find, can you find me stocks that are strong buys in the Seeking Alpha quant and are 20% more below the 52-week high? That's why I said it built the scanner for me, okay? It built the scanner. Here's the scanner. And I'll tell you, right now, number one in this scanner is Navitas, NVTS. This stock, it's a semiconductor stock that Shai Bulor, many people know I'm a big fan of Shai Bulor. It's a big holding of his. He's loved it. He's talked about it on Twitter. Again, a free source. You can follow him. I follow him. Am I invested in this one? No. But this is a strong buy in the quant. It's a hold from Wall Street. Why? Well, because it's considered the average price target is $8. And you might say, well, what price should I pay for this? It's up to you. Up to you. If you want to know what price Shai paid for this, go to Earnings Hub. Go to Navitas, NVTS. And then you go over here to the trades. Because if you have ever wanted to follow a savvy trader portfolio and you don't know, Shai mentions this stuff on Navitas on Twitter all the time. I go over to Earnings Hub and I can see all of his notes from early December. I can scroll down here and see in October, he sold 14% of his position. At what price? $14.68. What's it trading for now? It is trading for about $10. He made out great. This person sold 100% of their position at $12. He could buy it back. He got 182% gain. Shai has been selling this one. Sam sold his position 100% at $8 for a 51% gain. He's still not down to $8. So again, I currently of that scan of this particular scan, I own 3 of the top 20. 3 of the top 20. So these are strong buys that are 20% or below their 52-week high. It's a good list. I thought it was good. Again, I created that in Seeking Alpha with AI. And I want to talk about the secrets to becoming a good trader or a successful investor. So let's just talk about success in the market. I was a trader. There are times when I will still day trade. There are times when I will swing trade. And there are times when I am a buy and hold investor. I tell you that I journal everything. And so I saw this post and I said, you know what? Let me develop a perfect trade, the high conviction zone, the fundamentals, the intrinsic value of the financial health of an asset. Again, they're good. I use Seeking Alpha, and that's a circle. Then you put a circle around technicals, analysis of the price charts, patterns, and statistical trends. Again, 4-hour algorithm in Trendspider. Then the overall sentiment of the prevailing attitude of investors. This is important. This isn't something that you can necessarily measure. This is something that you want to see volume increasing. You want to see the average value, the VWAP, volume weighted average price. You want to see that. You want to see volume shelves. Again, you can track all of that in Seeking Alpha or Trendspider. But there's a high conviction zone within here where fundamentals, technicals, and market tone intersect to confirm a trade. That's just a trade. It could also be an investment. When you are journaling, no matter what trader you are, this is the perfect intersection of where you find good. You won't win 100%. You could be the smartest person and do all the research in the world, and some douchebag buys at the same time you did. You get out early. Meanwhile, this douchebag's holding the bag and he's got another 100% gain. So again, it's that high conviction going. It won't mean that you can't participate in something like Oklo, which has no earnings whatsoever. Okay, it just means the best trades that I personally have ever done have been in that high conviction zone. So that's why I use Trendspider for technicals. It now has fundamentals too. That's why I use Seeking Alpha for fundamentals, which also has technicals too. And it's why I use Alpha Picks to provide a high quality portfolio of stocks that if I want to trade, I know that based on the quant, this market tone is most likely taken care of. I can usually outperform the market if I'm playing in that high conviction zone. So with that, I am an affiliate of all of these tools, but the feedback from the rest of the audience, like you, is that these tools help get you in that conviction zone. And at the end, for anybody that wants me to go over specific stocks, I'll do that at the end because, again, I have specific stocks to go over. But I do want to talk about Alpha Picks. I was on Seeking Alpha yesterday going over the Alpha Pick. Okay, we got a new pick yesterday. I was live on Substack. It ended up just over, I gained like 1% on the stock. It's a large cap gold miner stock. One of the S&P's last year's big winners. The quant is saying gold may have much more room to run. That's what the quant is telling us. So if you want gold, go and look at gold stocks. Is there also a stock in the portfolio that, there is, we did have a, just for Alpha Picks members, and this is just for Alpha Picks folks. And again, Alpha Picks is a data-driven portfolio that beats the S&P historically. You can sign up for it. We did have a stock in the portfolio that changed symbols. It merged with an acquisition. It has nothing to do with the fundamentals. It is still a strong buy in the portfolio. Now, you could get Alpha Picks, but I always say, get the bundle. Remember as I go over this stuff, because we're going to transition over to Trendspider. Because I said on Wednesday they were having a huge sale. It started at midnight on Wednesday, and it's 50% off. It's a huge sale. And to Carol's point on Spotify when she said, is there ever not a sale? No, because you listen to my show. I'm an affiliate. I have a sale. Just I tell you when the best sales are. And when I tell you this sale at 50% off is one of the best, it's not for standard because you get 8% off under the normal one. But you're getting 40% off premium and you're getting enhanced 45% off. Now, I steer people towards the advanced, this top tier. And $107 may seem like a lot of money. But let me point something out to you. It comes with 52 training sessions per year. So from January 16th, 2026 to January 16th, 2027, you can get one training per week. Now, just add that up. Say there's four Mondays. You want to take a training on Monday. 4 Mondays in a month, because usually there are 4 days in a week, except February. But say you get 4 per month, okay? Name a professional tool that will have a one-on-one Zoom session, literally, that you can ask anything to, okay? You want to go to that high conviction zone? You can ask them, okay, I want to get stocks that have fundamentally good fundamentals. Okay, you're not using Seeking Alpha for this. You could bring your Seeking Alpha stuff to them and say, hey, I found this stock. Can you show me how to analyze fundamentally and technically in Trendspider? I want to do that and find out if this is a high conviction stock. They can help you do that. So I've used, again, Sidekick. The focus of this is Sidekick, because you get 1 month of Sidekick AI for free. So not only do you get 52 training sessions, by the way, but any of these tiers, even on the trial, a $5 trial, you get 100 freaking Sidekick messages. And that's what they want to bring you. They want to bring you the specifics of Sidekick. And so when you look at Sidekick, it's your AI-powered market analyst and trading assistant. I've used Sidekick, and I've used it on this podcast to analyze Micron. We saw a huge pop. Applied Digital, APLD, we saw a huge pop. Again, Sidekick matched it perfectly. Lam Research, LMRX, and a host of other earnings reports. Sidekick has nailed it. Not 100%, but enough to have conviction in trades like that, the upside and the downside. How does it do it? Well, it takes all the options trading data. It takes the historical price. It takes the fundamental and technical data. It puts it all into the AI, and it comes up with a masterful, just a masterful upside, downside. Again, what you should journal. So I use Sidekick, by the way, to analyze my friend's portfolio. Okay? Let's see, portfolio optimization. Now, I'm not going to show you the actual portfolio, but I want to show you game plan to beat the S&P. It told her what to exit out of, but target 10 position IRA allocation, okay? It says 5 to 10 bullet items. Sell Microsoft, sell ArcF, sell CleanDesk, sell COMM, trim Apple, trim Hood, trim IOQ. It does all this for you. So I had analyzed do this for 4 or 5 other friends. It analyzed the beta in each stock. In fact, let me see if I can find this one. The summary of this one. Let's see. Major red flags. Yeah. It basically analyzed it, and it said, hey, in one of these ones that I did, it said you're going to underperform. Oh, here it is. Performance expectations, bull market. Your current mix underperforms SPY by 5 to 10%. Your proposed 10 position mix outperforms SPY by 3 to 5%. Okay, and a correction, meaning that if the market pulls back 10 to 20%, the current mix of stocks based on high beta tech concentration will underperform by 15 to 25%. The proposed mix underperforms by 8 to 15%. Because it has a gold hedge, lower beta, and a cash buffer. And then it asks next steps. So if you think Trendspider Sidekick is the same as ChatGPT or Perplexity or Gemini, you are absolutely categorically wrong. I tried some of this process, and I did this in Perplexity, Gemini, and Sidekick, just to show people how good Sidekick is. And my 4 friends, again, if you're happy with the AI that you have, go and have it. That's fine, because even AI doesn't know the future. And is this for sure an absolute, like, oh my God? No, it's based on numbers though. And that's the key to AI. And that's the key to Sidekick. It doesn't use outside data. It just uses what's in Trendspider. So when you're looking at Sidekick and you get 100 messages, it is just incredibly powerful. Your new personal assistant aligned with your trading style. The only AI designed specifically for investors, built to work with massive data sets, agentic capabilities that work for you. And so yesterday, Mike released this video. Okay? This is how Sidekick now sets alerts for you. You can have it analyze a stock. You can have it analyze a watch list. And it will set alerts across the entire watch list based on a strategy. So I like that one. I like Sidekick. I love Sidekick. Let's do a new chat. What I wanted to do is analyze the top 5 daily stock pick core portfolio opportunities in this watch list that you can see from a technical and fundamental standpoint. Give me support and resistance targets for each and potential trades over the next 3 months. Let's see. It's going to go through, and we're going to see this, and let's see, select a watch list. This is the Daily Stock Pick Core Investments by Gary, and we're going to do that, and we'll hit proceed. So it's going to look through these things. It's going to find the best opportunities. And again, this is AI. This is what AI is pronounced to be. If you went in to Perplexity, to Gemini or ChatGPT, it would not do as good a deal at this. It just wouldn't. It absolutely would not. So I like this one. And again, we'll come back to this because this particular video shows you how to set alerts, shows you how to do all of that. So I like this stuff. Again, we're going to look at that, the core portfolio and the 5-1 after this. We're going to move on a little bit because you want free stuff. You're too cheap to take the 7-day free trial of Seeking Alpha Premium when I told you, hey, the top 10 2026 stocks are coming out. The Investing Experts podcast, you can find it on Spotify. You can find it on Apple Podcasts. Here it is in Seeking Alpha. They give you all the 10 stocks. I suggest listening to the entire podcast this weekend. Go and find it. It's great to see how Steve goes through the fundamentals and he navigates the entire platform. Okay? AMD is one of the stocks you'll notice. I thought that one was interesting because I've been calling for AMD to outperform NVIDIA for the last few months. And it has over the last few months. Credo, the big winner from last year, is not in the list this year. But one that is in the list from last year is Celestica, CLS. This one, it was in the list last year. Over 1 year, it's up 191%. And its 52-week high is 363. Its Wall Street's price target is 20% upside, 372. You want a crazy good one? That's one. Now I'm going to go into, I told everybody, hey, I created this list. So let's go into the 2026 stocks. Now over on the right here, behind my head, you will see, let me just ask you something. So this particular one, because I said I went in big on one of these. This is the one I went big on. WLDN, he said small cap stock. I said, you know what? It's going to pump because a bunch of people will be buying it. I bought it. No questions asked. It's up since just 2 weeks ago, 22%. I made thousands of dollars on this buy. Thousands of dollars. Barrick Mining, up 8%. I made thousands of dollars on this trade. Yes, I own it. Micron, third, in which I have my portfolio, and I have made thousands of dollars. Just since the announcement, I've made thousands and thousands of dollars. Okay? Celestica, I just told you, I own a bunch of this. I've made thousands and thousands of dollars off of that pick. Okay? And then you're going to bitch at me for a $600 a year subscription when I just gave you 4 stocks in 2 weeks that I made thousands and thousands of dollars on. I have paid for years if I were a paying subscriber. I am an affiliate. All of those, I've made thousands of dollars since January 6th. And had I just paid or even taken the free 7-day trial, again, all I do is sell. I'm trying to make you money here, trying to give you an opportunity. Again, in that core high conviction zone, these are stocks that are in that high conviction the area. I would have an entire year to enjoy the quant if you didn't, to enjoy the analysis, the events with the top stocks. There's going to be another top stocks in June. Those outperform. Plus, no pop-ups. Again, get the bundle, enjoy the year, make the money, set yourself up for some wins. Taiwan Semi. Their earnings came out Wednesday night. I think it was Wednesday night. The company, historically, very conservative on guidance. What'd they say? The next 3 years will greatly outpace the spending of the last 3 years. The point is, there is no slowdown in AI whatsoever. They don't see it. From chips, from ordering, from the chip companies to make the chips, they don't see a slowdown. That's the key. And so as Taiwan Semi over 1 year is up 65%, what'd you see as well? Well, you saw Nvidia take off. They were up. Okay. They're at 187. Where's their 52-week range? Up to 212. The quant still has it as a hold. Wall Street thinks it's a $253 stock. If Taiwan Semi is saying, hey, we're sold out, we need to spend $50 billion to push the US into making more chips. Boom. Guess who's ordering the chips? It's Nvidia. Guess whose customers want more chips? It's Nvidia. AMD. This one was up big. 52-week range up to 267. Where does Wall Street think that is worth? 283, 24% upside. Again, you just heard from Taiwan Semi. We think the spending will be big. And then there's Broadcom. Their average price target is 33% higher. It's a hold in the quant. It's 52-week range up to 414. That is not the Wall Street price target of 456. So again, you want to buy the dip. There are dips to be bought. Is this the dip to buy? Should you buy this sideways dip? Maybe. Because Taiwan Semi is going to spend $250 billion in semiconductors. Lutnick said this, okay? And then Trump came out and he said, hey, I'm the best defender. I think it was Lutnick that said, the best defender of Taiwan against China is Donald Trump. That kind of signals that Trump, it doesn't do great things for the U.S.-China relationship, as does the invasion of Venezuela. It doesn't do great things for that relationship. But Lutnick's bringing it up. This again points to the AI still. You could be in 1996. Go and look at charts from 1996 to 1999. Everybody's saying, oh, the beginning of this year, we're in 1999. I think we're in 1996. Now, let me tell you something else that I brought up, okay? I found this video on YouTube. This is from Wednesday's podcast. And you scroll down here, and if you listen to it at the end, I brought up This Is All of Us or something. I forget what the name of this guy was, but again, it's this video. Watch on YouTube. We can press play right there. I think it's, Best of Us Investing. Bestofinvestors.com. I wasn't incredibly impressed with his paid stuff, but I did set up his portfolio in Seeking Alpha, and it's done pretty well. The Best of Us Investors, again, creating watch lists. It's a hack. It's a hack. Galaxy Digital, which I will go over later. Since I posted this, it's up 25%. AMD, since I posted this, it's up 9%. CoreWeave, since I posted this, it's up 5%. AMPX, it's up 1%. You do have some losers in Microsoft, Rubrecht, Celestica, which is a great strong buy stock. So again, this portfolio doing fairly well. It's got some winners in there. So I don't sell everything. And you want to know something else that I brought up? This is Micron, okay? This is one of the top 2026 stocks. I brought up Hamid many, many times. I am a fan. I think he does fantastic fundamental analysis. If you go to Savvy Trader and you look up Hamid's portfolio, you can just follow it. HAMIDS is his Twitter handle. That's it. Go and follow him. Okay? Is this a buy the dip situation on Micron? He's saying, just do the math. Do the math. It's a $900 stock. He's saying if you do the math, it's a $900 stock. It's a strong buy in the quant. Where does Wall Street think that it's worth? 339. Where's it trading right now? $353 in pre-market. It's at its 52-week high. We'll look at Sidekick in a little bit. I want to bring up Micron's chart because had you just bought the dip, again, could have gotten out right before their earnings with a 2% gain, but it got you right back in at 265. Again, what's your strategy with some of these stocks? If you're not in Micron, what's going to make you buy? Doesn't mean it's going to go to 972. But again, the conviction is that it will. And if we just go to, I'm going to go to Savvy Trader. I'm going to go to Hamit's portfolio because I do follow him, and we're going to expand this, okay? I want to look at this one because you come down here. He purchased just on January 12th at 346. He added 25% more to his portfolio. It's now almost 10% of his portfolio. He only has 7 positions, 8 positions. What's going to make you buy it? And Hamid is posting, well, you think SanDisk, which is the big winner, is the one. No, SanDisk is not like Micron. And he points out fundamentally why. Okay? Fundamentally, why it's not the same. Now, SanDisk has been a phenomenal stock. It will come up in the quant after a year. I think it's February it'll come up. Look at that. Over, let's see, year to date, just year to date. Where is January 7th? You're up 70. You could have doubled your money in SanDisk. Micron's not doing that. This one's got a 6% short interest. Wall Street thinks that it's worth $329. That is a 20% downside. So again, it's an interesting look at just fundamentals, and there are people to follow. Now, I want to look at Apple because my particular portfolio, 50% of this is Apple. And I want to look at this from a weekly standpoint because last year, if you notice, we hit that 260 point. And what happened? Now, I'm not saying we're going to go into Liberation Day, but you can see this stock dipped down last year. Okay? This is the last week in December right there. And if you just go down, it was down 34%. The risk reward on this was clear. Did you have any other time that you could have bought this under its 200 day in the last 10 years? The answer is no. No, it dipped down here slightly in 2016, but it dipped down here in a big way. And notice the indicators like the MACD, like the RSI, oversold. What happened? Buyers kind of stepped into the market last year and they said, you know what? Apple might not be as bad as we think. Remember, a run-up in December led to what happened and then the lows in April. Now, what we see this year, we saw a run-up into December. It started a month early. The downturn, you had your high December 1st. Well, what happened? The MACD was super high. The RSI was super high. And you've come down. So far, around 260 seems to be support. Is this a great stock? I would tell you no. Does it fit the kind of the middle there? I think so. Its valuation is the issue. But its average Wall Street price target is still 11%. Is this the best opportunity in the market? No. But I do think when you factor in risk and reward, for my portfolio, I want to hold on to this until that 280 price point. And if it gets to that 280, then I'm going to trim it. My learnings from last year was during this time when I was trimming during the weakness, no, I don't need the money. So I'm going to hold on to it. Why? Because they make billions of dollars off of service revenue. They just got Gemini to partner, and they will make Siri better. That's a good one. Now, I want to bring up some of the older charts that I looked at over this past time. Okay, on this weekly chart of Ulta, This double top was clearly a sign out. I got out during this April 1st in 2024. I never looked back. I got out at that double top, at that big downturn. I think I made a little bit of money off of this, but I didn't. I used this as it started to turn around. I think I bought here. I sold during this time. I may have taken a little loss. My journal on this, I look back. I don't know beauty. I don't know beauty. I don't go to Ulta. I don't have anybody in my family that buys Ulta. But you know what? Some people do. And the double top was a clear sign to get out. Well, what happened? We can see that high in May 2023. It hit again in March 2024. Well, guess what? In September, it hit that point again. It pulled back. And then we just shot through it. So if for some reason you had the 4-hour algorithm and in November you said, you know what? I love beauty. It's in there at 526. Again, something in my notes that made me bring this one up because it's a big one. Am I buying it? No. You have to know what your opportunities are. That wasn't even on my watch list. I just saw it and I went to it and I said, you know what? I've been in that one before. Let me forget about it. But it comes back. Again, a good company with good fundamentals, with good management, with good products and good earnings, it will turn around. Talent Energy. I brought this one up. This is one of the 2025 stocks that I had. Okay, in the 2025 portfolio to beat the S&P, it was up huge. They were up 11% yesterday. They're down 8% today. Why? Because every reaction in the market is an overreaction. Now this one, from a Wall Street standpoint, it's a strong buy, 10% upside. It's a hold on the quant. You can read why the quant says that it's a hold. You can go in here and look. Valuation, it's quite high. And then the revisions, recent earnings revisions, so a balanced outlook with 2 upward and 2 downward. However, revenue revisions are more positive with 6 upward and 1 downward. That was generated on 115. When you go in and you look at this, you might say, oh, C is a blaring difference. Well, 6 months ago, it was a D-. It was worse. And what have we done over 6 months? You're up 56%. So it's actually better than it was 6 months ago. Now, the valuation is a little worse. Again, it's stretched. Your PEG ratio, 2.25. So that perfect Venn diagram, this doesn't fit my fundamental trading platform. So it did when I looked at it last year and I entered it into that portfolio as part of the power play. It did. Now, Galaxy Digital. This is an interesting one because, like I said, this is in the best of us investors list, and it's the top performer since I put it in there. It's up 25%. It was up 13% yesterday. It's up 2% in pre-market. Back in December, I put this note in. I put it in the newsletter as a do your own research because it's a top stock in the left-hand column. The Wall Street price target is 50% higher. Today, it's at 29.52. So had I just bought it then, I'd be up a lot since December. In a sideways market, I would be up. And where did I find it? In this top stocks list over here. Like I said, this is a cheat code. And I like this one. Again, I liked it a lot better at 29 than 31. Let's go over to the 4-hour algorithm. How does it trade? Galaxy. Well, it trades really well. It makes you 87% versus 35% buy and hold. So it does really, why? Because it's highly volatile. I don't want to sit and hold this one. I want to buy it during those times when it's down. Well, at $24 when it got you in, that was a great buy. And absolutely, I should have had an alert on this one. I didn't. I like Mike Novogratz, but I didn't have an alert on this one. So now let's go back here and let's take a look at what Sidekick told us about the core portfolio. Okay, we asked it to go in and just look, and this was on the fly. This was on the fly. Based on my analysis of your 34 stock watch list, here are the top 5 daily stock pick core portfolio opportunities from both a technical and fundamental. Okay, NVIDIA, Technical analysis, support levels 175 to 180. 170, strong demand zone from December. Resistance 195 to 200, recent highs. Currently testing support at 9% pullback from December high. Strong base forming around 183, 185. You guys want free? This is free. Again, get the Trendspider trial and you can get this. The fundamental analysis is great. 57.2 times PE, premium, but justified by growth. Again, that's cheap comparative historics. Gross margin, 73.4, exceptional. Net margin, industry leading. Return on equity, great. 3-month outlook, upside potential 30 to 40%. The AI infrastructure build out continues. Recent pullback creates entry opportunities. Analysts raising targets. Meta, current price 620. Support levels 590 to 600, strong buying zone. Resistance levels 665 to 670, recent high. Consolidating, it's trading at 620, holding above its 50-day. Fundamental analysis goes through all of that. Upside potential 25 to 35%. AI monetization ramping up, Reels growth accelerating. Analysts remain bullish despite recent sell-off. Strong ad market recovery expected. Taiwan Semi. Okay, current price 341. I'll put all of this in the newsletter. Upside potential 20 to 30%. Then Goldman Sachs, which just reported their earnings. Current price 975. Upside potential 10 to 20%. Uber, current price 84. Upside potential 25 to 40%. Again, it even puts in the risk considerations. And it puts in a nice chart the stock, the entry, the target low, target high, risk reward scenario. So again, it does all of this for you. Get a watch list, have it analyze it. You'll see support, resistance, what should I trade it at? It takes all of that data in and it gives you great recommendations. Again, Sidekick. It is on holiday sale. And if you've listened this far and you haven't tried this, go and do the trial. Okay? You get my 4-hour algorithm when you sign up for any annual plan. Any. You could sign up for the standard, save 8%. I don't know why you would when premium is just $5 more a month. Again, 100 Sidekick messages, even if for the first month, even if you just sign up for the trial. I point people towards the advanced because if this stuff is too advanced for you and you don't understand it, what do you get? You get 52 once a week. You can have it analyzed once a week. You can have it analyze a watch list that you have and then go to your training session and say, okay, I want to set up alerts. I want to set up support and resistance. I want to set up a trigger to actually buy it, or I want to set up a scan to find similar stocks to this. Can you help me? And you're literally on a Zoom session with a product expert. That's why I say work smarter, not harder. And Trendspider does that. So if you have any questions, again, this is all on Linktree, linktr.ee/dailystockpick. You see the link down below. Just click on it, try it. And for Seeking Alpha, I suggest the bundle, but all the links are there for you and to investigate. So if you have any questions, even my email address is up here. I will talk to you later. Have a great weekend. I'll talk to you next week. Bye. Larry. Okay. Now I've got to set up. Let us go in here. I just noticed that I guess my I guess the Alpha Picks thing is up there. Oh well. That was my Alpha Picks selection on Substack. Okay, let's see. And now, good morning, it is Friday. I screwed up my camera. I screwed up a lot of stuff. Happy Friday. Good morning. Solo Steve, Josh, Celia, Seth, I should say. I don't know if it's Celia. I think it's Celia, but Seth. Do, 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 do. Do I have? I guess I don't have sales. The scans you couldn't import? You mean from here? Every scan that I did? You mean like going into you couldn't import this? You couldn't hit save? Huh. It wanted you to buy Pro. The first two. Oh. Let me see. Maybe that's because I created them in Pro. The first two. Did I create this one in Pro? So the dividend screener and the strong buys. You know what I would do, Celia? I would... I wonder if it's because I created these using this AI. Yeah. So here's what I would say. The cheat code. I will look. But you were able to do the other ones, right? Wait, the best investor one. This one, this new one, you're not gonna. I know I created that one in the AI. What I would do is you're still going to be able to even if I sign out from here. Let's sign out from Seeking Alpha, and I'll show you. This is a hack. So even though it doesn't give you these things, like you'll see the quant rating, the last close price, the 52-week range, the volume sharing. There's not usually like 50 different categories that I choose. There's usually just a few. Like if you go to, let's see, screeners I've created. I only have my particular, I think I have some burner accounts, but they're not premium level. So here's like across here, dividend stock screener. I didn't think I used AI to do this, but you'll see, like you can't see the specifics on this one, but you can usually tell. Country is US, sector and industry. I don't even know what it is, but quant rating. They're in that screenshot. So my guess would be, let's see, copy image. I guess I can't do it. Yeah, if you copy the image and just save it to your computer, you can zoom in to see what those are. It should let you. My apologies of that. But yeah, recreating is the best one. Pro for a year. I think they have the $90. I'll give you, I mean, full disclosure, and I know I go into it on my on the paid, the Tuesday office hours. Tune in You know what? Tune in on the Tuesday office hours, and then I can go into a lot more. But that pro, Larry, it's cool. I told you, even though I had a meeting with Seeking Alpha yesterday, and I was like, hey, guys, I'm just so you know, I tell people pro is really for the pros. It's not really for like an everyday person like me. And my sweet spot is premium and alpha picks. That price point hits perfectly. I think it provides tremendous value for the two. Pro is like $2,000 a year. I could absolutely make $200 a year from the Pro Quant portfolio, I think, because it gives ideas, not the way that it's managed. I think I'd have to incorporate Trendspider into stuff like that, but I do think that that's a value. I don't know what this community is. Oh, huh. Shit, I can promote my podcast here. They're gonna ding it though. Interesting. But yeah, my apologies about that, you guys. I mean, I don't even think about that stuff, but they don't tell me a lot. Morning, Larry. I'll have to ask them about that. Oh, what did they say when I told people like that? They said that's exactly what they want. They don't want everybody on pro. And the reason they don't want everybody on pro is they think the sweet spot for most people is this. They agree. You know, $2,000, I think $2,000 a year is a lot to pay for this stuff. Now, it's not, you know, again, on the paid portion, I'll go into this area a little bit because it's a smaller audience, and I don't think that Seeking Alpha is actually looking at me there. But they agreed with my kind of pitch there, and they're happy with. In fact, they're sponsoring the podcast for February, so you'll hear a lot more about Seeking Alpha in February. Steve's probably going to come on again. They were like, what do you need from us? I said, I need Steve. And so they said, okay, we'll put Steve in. Okay, export file. Let me just export this. And then I got to edit, and I am going to put this. Oh. Let's see if this fits. Yeah, it does. Sweet. Okay. No, they're happy. I mean, they just don't want me going into alpha picks out in the open. They don't want me going into this area out in the open. And I said, Steve went into alpha picks when I interviewed him. So I assumed it was okay for them to bring up some of the stocks that he brought up. And they were like, oh. One hand doesn't talk to the other usually. So, yeah. Let me look at my, Oh, Shane called me. I just got a text. It's been a long time since we last contacted each other. How have you been? I've been encountering some problems in my business lately. Are you free? That's spam. I should call back. But, oh well. No. No. I think Pro has different timely information. And the difference, by the way, Celia, between the Pro Quant and Alpha Picks, the Pro Quant is an equal weighted portfolio, and it rebalances every Monday. I don't take it at that. I don't want to trade every Monday 20 different stocks because I think it has 20 in the portfolio. And so you have to, it's minuscule. You'll sell say you have $100,000 into the Pro Quant portfolio. You'll sell 1%, something gained 1% last year. You sell 1% of it on a Monday. It's a little bit of more of a work project on a weekly basis. But what that does is somebody who's actually trading on a daily or a weekly basis and managing a portfolio to that that kind of timeline, it gives them great ideas and it gives them different ideas. Remember, Alpha Picks, they have to have a $500 million or higher market cap. Pro Quant portfolio, I've seen some stocks in there that have a $10 million market cap. So it's definitely spoon feeding. It's definitely, hey, we're going to make this easier, but it's totally different. It doesn't fit my risk profile, meaning I think it's much more focused on ones that will 10-fold and 15-fold. And that's why they charge more for it, because getting information out of those smaller cap stocks, it's tough. And doing something like managing a portfolio that's up, that much versus the S&P equal weight. Again, it's equal weight. I've looked at it from a SPY standpoint, and it does tend to beat, the equal weight is currently beating SPY. But if you just look in equal weight historically, if we just look at RSP versus SPY, select symbols. We'll do SPY instead of the S&P because we'll include some, and we'll do metrics total performance. That includes dividends. And if you look at the equal weight versus the versus SPY over 10 years, SPY outpaces it by a lot. So if you're going to buy and hold, I think the equal weight is more a historically a hedge, meaning hey, you just still want to be involved in the S&P, but you don't want to be the Mag 7 outweighed there. So yeah, premium is just so good. I mean, again, I try and not oversell it, but I told them yesterday, you don't even have to pay me. I mean, they're sponsoring the podcast and they're paying me quite a bit of money. But I said, all I want is the thing for free, the tool for free. My confidence is that if I have these tools, Trendspider with Sidekick, and I have Seeking Alpha with Alpha Picks, the bundle. If I have these two things, again, say it's $639, and then say I pay $50 a month. That's what, $600, $600 and $600, $1,200 a year for these two. I have no doubt in my mind that I will either make enough money to cover that or save enough money off of bad trades. So those are the things that I really, really kind of push is that, and I told them yesterday, I don't take sponsorships of the podcast. And they said, well, we have a sponsorship for you. We don't really want you to do anything extra. Just continue doing what you're going to do. I get sponsorship opportunities for this podcast all the time. I have a small audience. It's not huge, comparatively speaking. The dollar amounts that crypto folks and ETF folks throw at me is enormous. I mean, we're talking tens of thousands of dollars for a one sponsorship. Now, Seeking Alpha, they're getting off cheap just because I like them. They threw out their number. I didn't even negotiate. They threw out their number and I said, I love it. I love it. Because I make enough off of the affiliate fees, and I'd rather people have the tools. And so for me, in fact, maybe I'll start giving away. Maybe next time they offer me a subscription, I'll say, hey, let's do a giveaway and take it out of my fee. Okay, I'm gonna go. I got to do a thumbnail, stuff like that. You guys have a great yeah. And that's what it is, Larry. I mean, for me, again, Apple, I mean, I'm not trading Apple. I've got my zones there that I've got set up. I probably should buy more here because I do think that anything under 260 is a great buy. But I don't know how far we're going to go down. And I already own tens of thousands of shares. But when we get up near that 280 price point, you best know I'm going to get rid of it. Now, would I be able to look at this from any other chart program? Yes. But do I have confidence in that? No. And I think their earnings are going to kill it. I mean, for me, that's it. You don't need to do anything. If you have a watch list, like for instance, I have this Alpha Pix watch list, and every now and then there's a way, if you go into Alpha Pix, there's a way to export it to a watch list. And I just constantly, like once a week, I'll go in there and just create a new Alpha Pix watch list. And it kind of writes it over for me. But I did find, I don't think it writes over. I have to look at that. I can't remember if it writes over my, if I made that error. But it might write over, like, I when the Alpha Pick is chosen, I actually buy one share of it just so I can track the performance of that. So yeah, I mean, again, hopefully, and anybody that said, I've had a couple of people email me that's a waste and I don't like it and blah, blah, blah. It's not for everybody, but that's why the trials are so good. Again, you can't give a trial of a portfolio. That's why they don't give a 7-day trial of the bundle, but they give a 7-day trial of Seeking Alpha Premium, and Trendspider sells their trials for like $5. So, I mean, again, anybody that tells me that I'm scamming or doing anything like that, and even my newsletter has, you can get one free post. So, okay. It's now 9:55. I got to head out. I got a girlfriend who has the flu. Oh, nothing, Celia. Nothing. Nothing happens to you. I can't have it on my channels or on my Facebook group or on the Reddit or anything of that sort. I try and limit that. Just because I don't think it's fair for somebody who didn't pay for Alpha Picks to get an Alpha Pick. And so again, as a creator, it's kind of like, no, by the way, there are Twitter handles. They're Chinese Twitter handles. I've found several of them that publish exactly that. So I don't know if it's just my feed, but I get them every Alpha Picks day, and specifically the time when they did the 2026 top stocks. I saw the entire list across Twitter multiple times on free Chinese accounts. So and they had an affiliate link. I immediately sent it over to to Seeking Alpha, and I said, what's this about? So it's kind of like, I mean, proprietary stuff is proprietary for a reason. I don't mind if it gets out there, but I mean, like I've had people ask me, there were a couple of paid subscribers that started paying early, and they were like, hey, I can't afford Trendspider. I have TradingView. Can I get your 4-hour algorithm? And they were paying customers for a while. And I said, you know what? I've made enough money. I'll give you the formula for it, but you can't set it up in TradingView. And then Damon, who he won. He's been a longtime supporter of the channel, and he won the Trendspider giveaway this past in December or November. Trendspider picked it. I don't know the exact, but he said, hey, can I get this? And I said, Nader, you gave it to him? So I gave it to him, and he came back to me like a week later and said, dude, you're cutting your nose off to spite your face if you're trying to save pennies. Because the reality is the confidence that he now has with the Trendspider and with Seeking Alpha. I think he was in tip ranks. He might still be at tip ranks, but he loves it. And yeah, I feel guilty when I slip. Like sometimes I'll slip and say a name and then I'll try and cover it up. And I feel guilty too, because they work hard at this stuff. So, and I don't want to be a douchebag about it. I really don't. And I told Seeking Alpha yesterday, I slip up and you guys should probably like fire me as an affiliate. But honest to God, it's never intentional. And there have been 3 times where they've written new affiliate rules based on shit that I've done. So I know I'm not perfect. And if you want to ding me and I did something bad, I have no problem apologizing or let me see. How far is my account down? It's 10 o'clock. Let's see. I think I am down. I think the market's down. I know Apple's down, which is probably brought my account down yesterday a lot. Yeah. I'm down 0.1. Alpha Pix is up 0.4. But it's Apple bringing me down. It is what it is. Yeah, Sidekick's awesome. And the Mike gave me a hack. Just use 1 a day. And you won't run out. You won't run out. If you just use 1 a day, you won't run out. It's pretty simple. I'm going to change the title of this. I'm going to change it. Let's see. Plus, let's put this over there. Okay, there we go. Yeah, in fact, I'll show you. Funny you bring that up. There's the photo I sent to my my girlfriend's son who interviewed Novogratz on his channel. Okay, I'm out. You guys have a great weekend. I will talk to you Monday. See you. Bye.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. begin now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears.